So, what?
Survival!
Suicide.
Two statistics. Suicide is the second biggest cause of death of 16 to 24-year-olds in the UK. Suicide attempts by teenagers are highest between 14 to 16 years old. Teenagers who attempted it said they did it because they were trying to escape from a situation. Most suicidal people don't want to die, they just want the pain to stop. When someone young takes their own life, it's tragic. It's tragic because there are so many other ways for them to have sorted out their problems. They could have gone on to have a happy and fulfilling life. They could have gone on to have done great things. They may even have gone on to discover the cure for cancer or help starving children. It's such an awful waste of them. But from their viewpoint and the emotional situation they were in, they didn't see any alternative. However, there are other ways to sort things, and there is hope. If you have suicidal thoughts, then talk to someone medical if possible. Remember, the way you're seeing things and what you're feeling can be fixed. So can your situation. You will be happy again. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. When a teen commits suicide, everyone is affected. Family members, friends, classmates, neighbours, other parents. They can all feel that if only they'd known how bad that person felt, then they would have done something. Suicidal feelings. Having these can be very frightening. They can come on suddenly because of a crisis, or they may build up gradually as a feeling of hopelessness. You can't see any reason for living. There seems to be no point in anything anymore. Nothing makes you feel better. Nothing makes you feel anything. You feel already dead. You can't see any other way to make your pain stop. You hate yourself because you're worthless and weak. You hate yourself because of something you've done or didn't do. You may feel that you don't deserve to live. Something keeps hurting you and you can't see that it'll ever stop. Someone or something has gone from your life and the pain is too much, or you can't go on living without them or it. Feeling you're totally alone in your pain. You feel that you will never be happy again. You may be hearing voices or strong thoughts in your head which tell you that you're shit and useless and that you should kill yourself. Some people who have these feelings have decided that they want to die. Others just don't care anymore if they carry on living or not. Death can seem the only place left to go. Some see death as a happier place, or they just want to join someone who's died. Killing yourself. Tablets are not a good way, as your body may react to the poisoning, possibly with vomiting, diarrhoea, trouble breathing, severe headache, etc. And it may not be quick or work. You may just end up with extra problems of your body function severely damaged. Cutting your wrist is a slow way, but it does give you time to change your mind. Drinking bleach will be agonising and may take ages. If you hang yourself, then you suffocate to death. It doesn't happen instantly. Chucking yourself off a building is no guarantee of doing it. You may survive and be a vegetable for the rest of your life. Jumping in front of a train is really gory. A bunch of people have to collect up, in plastic bags, all the bits of you are splattered underneath the train and all along the track. Depending on what's left, it may be very hard to identify you from all the lumps of smashed up meat. However it's tried, you might want to think about the fact that some poor sod will find you and have to clean up the mess of your body. It's even worse if it's your parents, brother, sister or friend. It must be one of the worst things anyone can see. When your body dies, all your muscles relax, so you may shit yourself. If you're not found after a couple of hours, then your body will have started to decompose and you'll stink. You will cause grief and pain to people who care about you. Once you're dead, you've taken away any chance for things to get sorted. You are worth so much more than to be just a dead body. You are throwing away all your future chances of happiness and all the happiness you can bring to others. Suicidal signs. There are signs that indicate someone may be feeling suicidal. There are also signs that someone is becoming ill with depression, and this can lead to suicidal feelings. You may notice them in yourself or other people. Personality changes, loss of interest in activities that you used to enjoy, starting to not eat or overeating, difficulty in sleeping and wanting to sleep all day, having no energy, hating yourself, pulling away from family and friends and isolating yourself, giving up on how you look and keeping yourself and your clothes clean, starting to do self-destructive things like binge drinking, drugs, getting into fights, crimes, sleeping around or cutting, having big mood swings, anger, sadness or being oddly happy, not having any feelings about things, having trouble concentrating, feeling anxious and panicky, suddenly doing badly at school, starting to have weird or dark thoughts, talking about suicide or death, even in a jokey way or in a positive, dramatically romantic way, writing stories and poems about death, dying or suicide, looking up suicide on the internet, giving away your stuff, saying goodbye to your family and friends as if you'll not see them again, storing up pills, knives or other things that could be used to kill yourself. These symptoms do not necessarily mean that someone is suicidal, but if you're having them, then it's best to see your doctor as they indicate that something is wrong. If it's someone else, then talk to them about it. They may not realise that they're doing this stuff. Any talk of death or suicide should be taken seriously, even if the person may not actually do anything. Talking like this is a big indicator that something is wrong. Also, they may keep it a secret from their doctor. One statistic is, only 1 in 6 of suicide victims was having medical treatment at the time. So it's very hard to know if someone is going to kill themselves. This is why it's such a shock to others when it happens. Why more girls attempt suicide, boys are 4 times more successful in killing themselves. Higher risk people situations. Someone who's attempted suicide before. Approximately 1 in 3 of all teenagers who commit suicide attempted it before. Someone who talks about it. Someone who's close to someone who has committed suicide. Someone with a mental health issue. Someone with long-term illness. Someone who is being bullied at school, work or home. Someone who has or is being sexually, physically, emotionally or mentally abused. Someone who's physically or mentally disabled. Someone going through major emotional events like illness, death of a parent, brother, sister, parents breaking up, etc. Someone who's confused about their sexual identity. Someone from a family which doesn't show or even talk about emotions. Someone who grows up in a family where a member has serious health issues or an addiction. Someone who drinks or does a lot of drugs. People who are very down often self-medicate with these things to help them cope, but these things bring their own extra problems and seriously affect a person's ability to make good judgments. Many suicide attempts happen when people are tripping or drunk. Someone who lives in poverty. Someone who owes a lot of money. Someone in a youth detention centre or prison. Someone who has failed at something they see as important, schoolwork, exams, a relationship, making friends, etc. New mothers, they can suffer postnatal depression. Someone who feels trapped or forced to act in a certain way by their family's culture. Someone who feels isolated and lonely for any reason. How to help. Don't assume that people who talk about killing themselves won't really do it. An estimated 8 out of 10 people who killed themselves gave some warning of their intention or mentioned their feelings to a friend or family member. And don't ignore casual remarks or jokes. It's better to be wrong about thinking that they were going to commit suicide than to be wrong about thinking that they wouldn't do it. So listen and talk to them. Don't think that talking to them about it will make things worse. If someone is in such a serious state that they're considering it, then they need to talk about their feelings. Don't show shock or criticism, even if you feel it. Don't dismiss their feelings by saying, don't be so stupid, dramatic, you've got lots of things to live for, there are others worse off than you. They're probably not able to hear it, or they may just hear it as criticism and that they're even more wrong. Also, they may just clam up and keep it a secret as you don't seem to understand. Being open and not judging them shows that you're taking their pain and situation seriously. Some people do talk about it just to be dramatic and get attention, but do you want to take that chance with someone else's life? Even if they're doing it for attention, then that's a sign that something's wrong. If you think that someone is serious about suicide, then get them help quickly. Don't leave them to find help, as they're probably not capable of doing it in the space they're in. Don't believe them if they say they don't want help. Remember, most suicidal people do not want death. They just want the pain to stop. If someone tells you that they are going to commit suicide, then don't let them be alone. If you can't be around, then get other people to be with them. Be very matter of fact and ask them if they've thought of how they'll do it and when. If they have a definite plan and a method that will work, then the risk is very serious. Dial 999 and get an ambulance and possibly the police. They need to go to hospital straight away. The person may shout, scream and swear, but you may be saving their life. Don't worry that you might be overreacting. It's best to be safe than sorry. You're not betraying their trust by trying to keep them alive. Another thing to watch for is for when someone who's attempted suicide seems to be getting better. They may try it again because they feel more able to do it properly this time, and there's a possibility that having tried it once, they're not so scared of doing it. If someone you know attempts or does commit suicide, then it's natural for you to feel many emotions. The first ones are obviously shock and sadness, but it's also normal to feel guilty that you should have seen it coming, or have been nicer to them, or done more. It's also natural to feel very angry with them for having tried or done something so selfish. When someone does something that causes us pain, it's a normal reaction to be angry. All of these emotions can be very confusing. If you have trouble dealing with them, then talk to other people or a counsellor. What if you feel suicidal? Don't keep it to yourself. Talk to someone. If they don't help, then talk to someone who can. Go to see your doctor. If they can't help, see another doctor. Forget that bollocks of, I don't deserve help. You bloody well do. Picture it as if it was someone else in your situation feeling how you do. You'd feel very sad for them and want to help. There are lots of organisations and people out there who want and can get you out of this hole. They do care that you're in so much pain. These people are good and they'll give you time and space just to talk. They won't judge you, criticise you or tell you what you should do. They are there for you. With some organisations you can do it by text or email if you don't want to talk. You can also get in touch with discussion groups with people who feel the same way as you or have been through it. They can help you cope with things. Trust that things will get better even though you can't see it at the moment. Remember that your thinking is off and this is a temporary problem. Look up organisations that can help and put them in your mobile or carry them around with you at all times. You don't have to phone them, but you have their number there if you should need it. If you do decide to kill yourself, what have you got to lose by making one call? Try to live hour by hour, day by day. Don't give yourself a hard time and tell any negative or black thoughts to fuck off. Don't give yourself big tasks to do while you're feeling like this. Do smaller things that are easier and then congratulate yourself when you've done them. Do things that make you feel happy. Most suicidal feelings come on gradually, and it works the same way around for happiness. Build slowly, and bit by bit, you will get out of this hole. You have a life ahead of you. See the bigger picture and take the longer perspective. You will have brilliant times in your life, and you will have shit times. Just accept that you're having a shit time at the moment. You feeling like this and your situation is just a period that will change. It will get better.
This podcast is one of the 187 subjects covered in So What? Teen Survival, an ebook downloadable from Amazon.